Archangel Michael says, I order you to open this right now. Something serious is about to happen. God says, a private group is talking about you, what they are saying will shock you. Open it before it's too late. Archangel Michael says, the air around your door is heavy tonight, the hour has split and something decided to move. You are being discussed in a room you cannot see. The message reaches you like a sealed envelope placed quietly on your spirit. A private group has gathered in low voices and bright screens. Their words are not blessings but hooks. They are passing your name across a table like a card they should never have touched. Faces lean toward the light while intentions hide in the shadows. They speak as if you are not alive. A chair scrapes, a screen glows, a secret is pinned to digital walls. The thread grows long and reckless while your destiny watches. What they say is not the truth, but it travels fast. You sense the pull in your chest because your intuition is faithful. It knows when the winds are not friendly. It knows when a lock needs two hands. The room they use believes it is hidden. The room they use believes your silence is weakness. The room they use forgets heaven hears everything. You have carried storms before and kept walking. You have swallowed salt and turned it into strength. You have been underestimated many times and still built your life. God says the harvest of this night can become protection. God says your name has value beyond their handling. God says you will not be reduced to a rumor they invented. The first voice in this circle wants influence, the second voice wants access. The third voice only wants to belong and borrows courage from cruelty. Tureen shots become coins that buy attention, half-roofs become glue that holds restless people together. Your growth threatened the small rooms and now the rooms are talking. Your dignity will not bargain for their applause, your future will not auction itself on careless tongues. Your peace refuses to be priced. Receive this as instruction before the hour turns. Anchor your breath and call your strength back from every corridor. Your life belongs to the one who named it. Do not chase their noise with more noise, do not feed a fire that wants a feast. Do not hand your peace to hands that shake with envy. You will move with the precision of a lighthouse, you will keep your beams steady while waves perform their theater. You will remain constructed from truth. Archangel Michael says there is a path through this night, it is narrow, clear, and guarded. It will not collapse under your steps. Close the doors that leaks can find, guard your language like treasure. Let your boundaries be understood without argument. There is the temptation to prove yourself in their arena, there is the lure to turn your voice into a weapon. There is a cost for entering battles built for spectacle. You will choose the higher balcony and watch from wisdom, you will position your heart where arrows cannot negotiate. You will allow facts to arrive with the morning. Let your receipts rest where they are safe, let your work speak at its appointed time. Let your silence be strategy and not defeat. They think your absence is permission, they think your quiet is consent. They think your calm is emptiness. Your calm is discipline and rank, your quiet is an anvil where strength is forged. Your absence is presence in a better room. One of them carries an old wound that mispronounces your progress. One of them carries a secret death that wants your credit. One of them carries mirrors that only show their fear. You will not be volunteered as the scapegoat for their exhaustion, you will not be drafted as the storyline for their boredom. You will not be offered as food to the wolves of gossip. God says their circle will discover its own gravity, every reckless word will orbit back to the mouth that launched it. Every hidden intention will find a window and show its face. You are to prepare a table of clarity, gather the documents that prove your history. Preserve the messages that honor your path. Call your mentor and place truth on the calendar. Call your inner circle and knot the ties tighter. Call your focus back to the work that cannot be postponed. Your assignment outgrows the room that resents it. Your vision has levels that require clean air. Your next step wants your full energy. Return to routine like a warrior returns to training. Keep your promise to wake early and move your body. Keep your promise to learn something new before the sun is high. Feed your spirit with words that repair the inner city. Feed your mind with plans that still function when storms bark. Feed your day with tasks that honor your bigger map. Archangel Michael says the shield is already lifted, the blade of confusion will miss its mark. The fog will part because you keep walking. Do not touch the poison of their accusation, do not enroll in their classroom of chaos. Do not sponsor their festival with your attention. Your timeline will not be decorated with their noise, your home will not host their projection. Your eyes will not store their smoke. You will feel a release the moment you bless your own name, you will feel alignment when you place purpose ahead of reaction. You will feel authority when you choose truth over theater. The group will try to escalate because silence threatens their script, they will try to bait you with selective stories. They will try to collect your words like trophies. They will not succeed because you are not for sale, they will not succeed because your courage has roots. They will not succeed because truth is patient and strong. Tonight the wind carries 2 letters to 2 doors, 1 letter informs consequence and 1 letter announces mercy. You are not responsible for the door they open. Your part is to remain aligned with what you know. Your part is to tighten the bolts on your character. Your part is to let integrity finish the conversation. Your private room is smaller than the sky watching them, their private room is crowded with unspoken fear. Their private room has no oxygen for long journeys. You carry distance in your steps and future in your pockets, you carry clean fire and quiet thunder. You carry a map no rumor can steal. There will be a moment when a screenshot slides toward your eyes, it will try to injure the day before it begins. It will fail because your heart is armored. You answer by staying on mission, you answer by meeting deadlines that respect your promise. You answer by growing while they shrink. God says there is a witness planted among them, God says the story will fracture on its own timing. God says no chain they manufacture can hold the person you have become. You will see a name you once trusted moving carelessly, you will feel the sting but you will not lodge there. Healing will be your home and not their cold hallway. Keep the doors of your home soft with peace. Keep your workspace organized like a runway for planes. Keep your evenings gently bright and undistracted. The next days bless strategy and momentum. The next days welcome a new collaboration. The next days prefer your full attention to the road ahead. Do not apologize for leaving rooms that do not value light. Do not apologize for saying no to invitations that smell like smoke. Do not apologize for protecting what you built with long patience. If a meeting is required, it will be held on neutral ground. If a statement is needed, it will be clear and concise. If boundaries are crossed, they will meet a wall that does not blink. Your heart has survived more than this and still opens. Your mind has solved harder problems and still rests. Your spirit has walked through deserts and still sings. Archangel Michael says the night will try a last performance. The curtain will lift on a room addressed in certainty. The stage will empty when truth steps forward. Every story is compelled by the weight of its origin. Stories born in fear cannot finish strong. Stories born in envy cannot find a good ending. You are not responsible for their hunger, you are responsible for your table. You are responsible for how you break your bread. Vitally archive what must be saved, quietly delete what should not travel. Quietly upgrade the locks on your attention. A message arrives from someone brave and sign that circle. It carries a snapshot of intent and a timestamp of betrayal. It also carries a path to resolution. You thank the messenger in your heart and protect their privacy. You store the proof without parading it. You ready your steps for the conversation fate arranges. The confrontation will not be a spectacle, the confrontation will be a mirror. The confrontation will hold lines that do not tremble. Your voice will be measured and strong, your posture will be steady and kind. Your words will favor truth over victory. Rooms built on secrecy collapse when light visits, rooms built on gossip flood when accountability knocks. Grooves built on harm crumble when love refuses to move. You will carry love that does not enable damage, you will carry patience that does not excuse cruelty. You will carry strength that does not need to shout. God says a blessing waits on the other side of this test. God says your name will step out of this smoke cleaner. God says the next door opens because you handled this with honor. There is an old pattern trying to return. It wants you to fight where no prize exists. It wants you to bleed for a crowd that never claps for healing. You are finished with rehearsals for pain, you choose rehearsals for peace. You choose practice for prosperity. This week will honor the seeds you protected, this week will return a call you almost gave up on. This week will bring news that widens your horizon. You will feel the sky move when the morning comes, you will notice a room of whispers losing its volume. You will notice the mirrors returning to their owners. Archangel Michael says your shield is not temporary, your shield is forged for the long road. Your shield belongs to your calling like a ring belongs to a promise. If they speak again, they will speak to walls. If they try again, they will meet their own echo. If they gather again, the chairs will be empty of power. You will not track their moves like a weather channel, you will not count their errors like coins. You will not measure your value by their sentences. You will build what you were sent to build, you will bless what you were sent to bless. You will become what time has asked you to become. Let your mornings begin with simple clarity, let your afternoons carry steady progress. Let your nights fold gently around rest. While they tire themselves, you will learn a new skill, while they repeat themselves, you will open a new path. While they chase each other, you will sign your next chapter. God says the wheels of justice do not rust, God says the ledger of truth is balanced with care. God says your story will be told without stains. You will place trust where it belongs, you will place hope where it can grow. You will place your heart where it can breathe. Protect your numbers and your notes, protect your passwords and your plans. Protect your schedule like a garden. Send kindness ahead of you like a scout, send excellence behind you like a guard. Send gratitude around you like a cloak. There is no need to explain your glow, there is no need to shrink your gain. There is no need to dim your celebration. The night has said what it wanted to say, the morning will answer with fruit. The afternoon will agree with destiny. Peel your attention away from their theater, point your compass at the tasks that provide tomorrow. Place your faith in the one who never sleeps. You are not trapped in their circle, you are not limited by their vocabulary. You are not defined by their impatience. The friend who hesitated will understand, the colleague who listened will return with respect. The stranger who judged will exit the stage. You will honor your journey by continuing it. You will honor your growth by feeding it. You will honor your spirit by resting it. Archangel Michael says the bell has been rung for a new hour, the bell that calls victory and not vanity. The bell that closes rooms that wasted breath. Your steps will feel cleaner and your decisions lighter, your projects will gain wind in their sails. Your relationships will prefer truth over thrill. The ones who remain near you are the ones who choose light. The ones who remain near you are the ones who choose growth. The ones who remain near you are the ones who choose peace. There is no debt owed to the dark rooms, there is no explanation owed to the false narratives. There is no energy owed to the hunger of gossip. Stand in the doorway of your next chapter and breathe, stand in the field of your calling and look at the horizon. Stand in the center of your own heart and feel it agree. God says this is concluded in your favor, God says the circle will tire and disband. God says your name will travel with honor again. Keep your tools sharp and your calendar honest, keep your love soft and your spine strong. Keep your joy safe from small fires. What was meant to shock you becomes your education, what was meant to break you becomes your testimony. What was meant to delay you becomes your acceleration. The journey continues with clean hands, the journey continues with clear eyes. The journey continues with a heart that knows its source. You are not late to your own life, you are exactly on the page designed for you. You are turning it at the speed of wisdom. Walk forward without paying for old storms, walk forward because the road is yours to bless. The private group will choose silence because truth is heavy. The private group will choose distance because consequence is near. The private group will choose other subjects because you are not theirs to handle. This is the close of a night and the opening of a gate. This is the hush before a kind wind rises, this is the place where your name stands steady. Your peace returns and brings chairs for others. Your purpose returns and brings tools for harvest, your joy returns and brings music for the house. Let the house be bright with simple laughter. Let the desk be ready for honest work, let your heart be busy with gratitude. You will not be small to make anyone comfortable. You will not be loud to make anyone believe, you will not be cruel to make anyone stay. The path is widened and the stay is lowered to blessing. The day has decided to be on your side, the season has chosen you for increase. Archangel Michael says it is settled. Archangel Michael says your armor fits and will not slip. Archangel Michael says the whispering ends where your purpose begins again. Carry this message into the week without fear. Carry this message into your plans without delay. Carry this message into your rest without worry. The weight lifts and the mind clears. The shoulders loosen and the breath deepens, the future answers and the door opens. Tonight becomes a witness to your strength. Tomorrow becomes a witness to your progress, the year becomes a witness to your becoming. Stand tall in the middle of your life and own it. Stand tall in the middle of your calling and grow it. Stand tall in the middle of your blessings and guard them. The circle will learn that your name is not a toy. The circle will learn that your destiny is not a chair to pull. The circle will learn that your silence with the sound of power. Every hour from now carries a new promise. Every step from now holds a new agreement. Every breath from now invites a new calm. God says you will shine again without apology. God says you will build again without interruption. God says you will love again without fear. This is the closing seal on a night of noise. This is the opening note of a day of clarity. This is the steady rhythm of a life protected. You are safe in the center of your truth. You are guided by hands that never fail. You are strong beyond what they can measure. Live your day with a gentle courage. Live your work with a precise intent. Live your rest with a full surrender to peace. Let the whispers dissolve like smoke in open air. Let the facts stand like stones in clear water. Let your future arrive like sunrise over quiet streets. You are released to be full yourself again. You are released to guard your house with joy. You are released to build what only you can build. Close this night with a promise to your own heart. Open the morning with a promise to your future. Walk the afternoon with a promise to your purpose. The room of voices goes dark behind you. The road of purpose glows bright ahead of you. The sky of favor rests softly over you. You do not need their permission. You do not need their approval. You do not need their version. This chapter ends without smoke in your lungs. This chapter ends without stains on your hands. This chapter ends without shadows in your mind. Now, breathe and step through. Now, align and move forward. Now, smile and let the day hold you. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks with contributions of up to $1.20. The night moves on, but it is no longer yours to fear. The shadows retreat to corners where they whisper only to themselves. You walk forward with steps that no longer echo with uncertainty. The air feels lighter, as if unseen hands have swept the dust from your path. Every sound now is a sign of movement toward your future. Every moment carries the hum of something building in your favor. The group that once spoke your name with sharp hedges finds themselves without the same fuel. They taste the absence of your attention like a sudden winter. Your voices grow brittle without an audience to feed them. One of them wakes in the early hours, restless, replaying the words they spoke about you. Your heart beats differently because truth presses against their ribcage. A rib begins to grow arrogance once lived. Another tries to start the same conversation in a new place. But the room does not respond, eyes look away, hands remain still, and the spark refuses to catch. This is not coincidence. This is divine interruption. This is the hand of God redirecting every attempt to harm you. While their circle shrinks, your own expands. New allies appear in unexpected places, people who see your work, respect your name, and offer their trust without hesitation. Opportunities rise like quiet waves. You notice them not because they are loud, but because they fit perfectly with your steps. They are answers to prayers you spoke months ago. The timing is precise. The season has shifted. What once required constant defense now grows under open skies. You can feel the presence of protection around you. Not as a barrier to keep you trapped, but as a strong wall that travels with you. It moves when you move and stands when you stand. Archangel Michael says your name is spoken in higher rooms now. Rooms where strategy replaces gossip, rooms where plans are made for your advancement, not your destruction. Messages of support begin to arrive quietly. A note of encouragement here, a compliment there. Not empty words, but genuine recognition from those who have watched your resilience. You do not need to announce your victories, they will be visible in the way you live. They will be visible in the way your energy shifts. The same mounds that once spoke against you will be forced to speak differently, not because you demanded it, but because their own credibility depends on it. Truth will be their only escape. Some will try to approach you again, as if the past never happened. Their tone will change, their posture softer. They will act as though their hands were never part of the plan. But you will remember without bitterness. You will choose your distance wisely. You will keep your boundaries in place without needing to explain them. The strength you have now did not arrive easily, it was shaped in the middle of storms and sharpened under pressure. It is a part of you that cannot be taken. God says your reputation will not only be restored, it will be elevated. The path ahead will not require you to fight the same battles twice. Your attention is needed elsewhere now on building, creating, and multiplying. And while you build, the remnants of the group will dissolve completely, their focus will scatter, their alliances fade. The thread that connected them to each other will finally snap. In its place, you will form new connections, healthy, cleared, and mutually beneficial, the kind that grow without hidden motives. The kind that last without constant repair. You will look back at this moment one day, not with anger, but with gratitude, gratitude for the lessons, the clarity, and the unshakable sense of self it gave you. Archangel Michael says the door is closing now. Let it close without reaching back to hold it open, let it close without peeking through to see what happens next. Because what happens next for them is not your assignment. What happens next for you is the reason this message found you tonight. You have work to do, and it will be blessed. The morning will carry proof of this shift. You will sense it before you even open your eyes, a quiet knowing that the weight has lifted and the way forward is clear. This is your turning point. This is the line in your story that marks the end of one chapter and the beginning of another. This is the moment the future takes the pen. The light of the new day falls differently on your path. It feels warmer, more deliberate, as though each ray carries a message. You step into it and feel the ground respond to your presence. The whispers that once tried to wrap around your name now sound far away. They are faint and powerless, unable to pierce the shield that has been placed around you. You are walking in a corridor where their voices cannot follow. The group that sat together, exchanging pieces of your story like stolen coins, now sits in scattered silence. Some avoid each other's eyes, some scroll through their devices pretending not to care. The unity they had was built on borrowed malice, and now it has no breath left. One of them considers speaking out to repair the damage. They write a message, then delete it. They rehearse an apology, but their pride still knots their tongue. Another has already felt the discomfort of truth pressing in. They have started distancing themselves from the others. They know the ground beneath, that circle is unstable. The one who pushed the hardest, who tried to make their version of your life into the only version people would believe, begins to sense the weight of consequence. It does not arrive like thunder. It seeps in quietly, in ways they cannot stop. Meanwhile, your own connections grow stronger. People who once watched you from a distance now feel drawn to step closer. They see the way you have carried yourself through this trial, and it commands respect without a single word. Emails arrive with opportunities you didn't expect. A phone call brings news of a door opening in a place you thought was closed. Your days begin to fill with work that excites you and moves you forward. Archangel Michael says, every hour you spend focused on your mission is an hour the enemy loses ground, every time you choose your work over their noise. You advance beyond their reach. Your peace begins to feel unshakable. Not because nothing can go wrong, but because you now know what to do when the wrong tries to show up. You understand how to redirect your energy toward what matters. The season ahead will require your focus, but it will also reward it. You are building something that will last far beyond the echo of their conversations. You are laying foundations that will not crack under weight. And the shadows, the group tries one last time to stir the story. They use new words, a different angle, hoping to spark the same reaction as before, but the spark falls into water. Their energy turns inward as disagreements start to break them apart. One questions the point of continuing, another feels exposed and afraid. The leader of the whispers begins to lose their grip. God says, when you refuse to sit at their table, you take away their feast. When you choose your own path, you starve their need for control. When you keep moving, you make them chase shadows. Your strength is not just in what you do, it's in what you refuse to do. You refuse to step down into the pit they dug for you. You refuse to fight battles that have no reward. You refuse to live by someone else's limited vision. The reward for your restraint begins to show in quiet but powerful ways. A new connection introduces you to an opportunity that aligns perfectly with your goals. A project you started long ago suddenly receives the attention it deserves, and as you walk in this new flow, you begin to notice something else, your joy returning. Not the fragile kind that depends on circumstances, but the steady kind that lives in your bones. Archangel Michael says, your joy is a signal to heaven and a threat to darkness. It is proof that their efforts failed. It is a declaration that you cannot be owned by fear. The coming weeks will hold surprises that outshine the shadows of this moment. Conversations will happen in your favor without you being in the room. Your name will be spoken by people who can open doors instead of closing them, while they lose themselves in trying to control the story. You will be busy writing the next chapter of your life, one that cannot be edited by anyone else. One that speaks for itself. The truth will make its way into the open, not with noise, but with undeniable evidence. When it comes, it will not need your defense, it will stand on its own. And those who heard the lies will see for themselves this is the justice of patience. This is the reward of not lowering yourself to the level of those who wanted you small. This is the proof that what is built on truth cannot be destroyed by gossip. God says the test is ending. God says the lesson have been learned. God says the blessing have been released. You will walk into rooms where the atmosphere shifts in your favor. You will stand at tables where your input is valued. You will sign agreements that set you up for a future they cannot touch. The more you step forward, the more their voices fade. The more you focus on the life ahead, the smaller their world becomes. The more you honor your own calling, the less you care about theirs. And when you look back on this night, you will see it for what it was: a test of endurance. A sharpening of vision, a reminder of your worth. It was not meant to break you. It was meant to reveal you. The air around you carries a quiet certainty now. It's as if every element of the day has agreed to move with you instead of against you. Even the smallest details seem to align in your favor. You notice the difference not in loud, dramatic changes, but in the subtle shifts that speak of a deeper order. The traffic clears when you need to move quickly. The right words come to you without effort in important conversations. The right people appear at the exact time they are needed. A circle that once moved in confidence now stumbles in its own shadows. One by one, their connections weaken. Their shared purpose dissolves, replaced by suspicion and quiet blame. The one who started it all begins to feel the weight of isolation. Friends who once stood beside them now avoid their messages. The light of influence they once held flickers and fades. Another member of the group finds themselves facing an unrelated problem, one that requires all their attention and resources. Without realizing it, they have no time left to continue the whispers. Their focus is pulled far away from you. God says this is how the unseen works. Not with sudden explosions, but with precise, silent moves that change the outcome completely. The battle is won in places you cannot see. While they unravel, you expand. You start seeing results from seeds you planted months, even years ago. Projects begin to flourish, opportunities open like windows after a long winter. Your calendar fills with meetings that matter, conversations that inspire, and work that truly moves you forward. There is no space for the chaos of their noise. You are occupied with purpose. Archangel Michael says, purpose is the greatest shield. When your hands are full of meaningful work, you cannot be pulled into meaningless fights. When your eyes are fixed on your true horizon, distractions fall out of view. You begin to feel lighter in your body, sharper in your mind. Your energy no longer leaks into defending yourself against falsehoods. Instead, it fuels the creation of something lasting. The circle will try, in smaller ways, to pull you back. A vague post here, a subtle comment there. But each time, you see it for what it is, a fading echo from a room you've already left. You do not respond. You do not engage. You do not give them the gift of your attention. This, more than anything, dismantles their efforts. They cannot feed on your reaction. Without your participation, the story they built has nowhere to go. God says the silence you hold is not emptiness, it is strategy. It is a choice to invest your voice where it can create, not where it will be consumed. Opportunities start to come with unusual speed. Someone recommends you for a role you didn't apply for. A project you thought had stalled suddenly accelerates. A person of influence reaches out unexpectedly, saying they've been following your work quietly. You move into these moments with gratitude, knowing they are not random. They are the natural result of staying aligned when others try to pull you off course. In private, One member of the circle reaches out not to apologize fully, but to test the waters. They want to know if they still have a place in your world. You respond with grace, but you keep your boundaries clear. Archangel Michael says forgiveness does not require access. You can release someone from the weight of your anger without opening the door for them to return. The days that follow are filled with small victories. Tasks you've been delaying finally get done, conversations you've been avoiding happen smoothly. Little by little, your environment reflects the clarity you feel inside. At night, you rest without the weight of wondering who is speaking against you. You know that truth has already begun its quiet work. You trust that nothing spoken in darkness can hold power over a life lit by purpose. The circle that once plotted together will not last through the season. Life will scatter them into different directions, each with their own concerns to manage. They will not have the same energy to spend on you. And when they do think of you again, it will not be as an enemy. It will be as someone who moved on and rose above. It will be with a quiet realization that their words did not define you. God says, this is not just the end of an attack, it is the closing of an old pattern. The same kind of resistance will not find you again in the same way. You have learned too much, grown too strong, and moved too far forward. You will carry this strength into every part of your life. It will show in your relationships, in your work, and in your presence. People will notice it without knowing exactly why. This is your season to build without interference. To create without interruption, to walk without looking over your shoulder, and as you do, you will find that your story begins to inspire others. Those who have been through similar trials will look to you as proof that they can overcome too. Your resilience becomes a light for others in their own storms. Archangel Michael says, your victory is not only for you, it is for everyone who will be encouraged by watching you rise. The circle's final attempt will come quietly, almost unnoticed, but it will fail before it even begins, blocked by doors that will not open for them anymore. They will turn away and not return. You will not even feel the ripple of that attempt. You will be too busy stepping into the next room of your destiny. And that room will change everything. That room is wide and bright, unlike the shadowed corners where your name once passed between restless hands. It smells of new beginnings, of paper and ink ready to sign agreements that will shake years ahead. Every sound inside is clean, without the grid of suspicion. You step in, and the people already seated there look at you with recognition, not doubt. They know your work. They know your reputation, they know the truth of who you are without you needing to defend it. The energy is different here. These are builders, not destroyers. These are people who discuss solutions, not rumors. These are voices that see your potential and want to see it unfold. You sit, and the conversation moves easily. You speak about your vision, and it is received with nods and genuine interest. They ask how they can help, not how they can take. Archangel Michael says, this is the harvest of walking away from poisoned soil. You have entered a place where your roots can deepen and your branches can spread without being cut. This is where your future starts to bear fruit. Outside, the circle that once claimed your attention continues to unravel. Someone leaves in frustration. Someone deletes old messages in quiet panic. Someone simply fades away without explanation. They begin to realize they can no longer hold the version of you they built in their minds. A version crumbles in the face of your visible growth. They cannot reconcile the lies with the life they now see. While they wrestle with that, your focus remains forward. The work in front of you asks for consistency, and you give it gladly. The people around you match your pace, moving together toward goals that matter. Days pass, and you feel lighter still. The memory of that private group grows faint, like a dream you woke from long ago. You do not need to revisit it, you do not need to keep proving it happened. God says, your proof is in your progress. The more you grow, the more their words lose relevance. The more you succeed, the more their whispers turn into background noise. You are invited to take part in a project that will put your skills in front of an even wider audience. This is not a small step, it is a leap, and you know you are ready for it. The night before the project begins, you feel a wave of gratitude. Not just for the opportunity, but for the road that brought you here, even the sharp stones, even the storms, even the shadows, because all of it shaped you. Archangel Michael says, there is no wasted season when you are aligned with truth. Even attacks become preparation, even lies become lessons. When the day comes, you walk into the new space with quiet confidence. The people you meet treat you as an equal, they speak to you as someone whose presence is needed. Not merely tolerated. Your ideas flow. Your voice is steady, your contribution clear. By the end of the day, you are not just part of the project, you are central to its direction. And this is only the beginning. Meanwhile, the remnants of the old circle see glimpses of your progress. They cannot deny it. They may never say it aloud, but they feel the gap between the story they told and the reality that stands. One or two may even feel the pull toward their own healing. Seeing you rise without retaliation forces them to question the patterns they have lived in. This, too, is part of the unseen work. God says, your rise will not humiliate them, it will illuminate them. Those willing to see will learn. Those unwilling will fade, weeks turn into months, and your life becomes a different landscape. The challenges you face now are bigger, but they are the kind that lead to growth, not destruction. You are surrounded by people who want to see you win. The old circle, they are no longer in sight. Not because they have been destroyed, but because they no longer matter to the direction you are headed. You do not need to look back to check if they still speak. Your energy is now for building, creating, mentoring, expanding. You pour into what works. You feed what grows, you stand where the ground is stable. Archangel Michael says, this is the reward of endurance. You walked through the season of shadow and emerged into the season of light without losing yourself. And in this light, you will keep walking. The doors ahead are already locked. The tables ahead are already set, the hands ahead are already extended to welcome you. What was once a private group's weapon has become your testimony. What was once their plot has become your proof. What was once meant to close your path has become the very reason it widened. God says, this is the conclusion of that chapter and the beginning of a far greater one. The greater chapter begins quietly, like the first breath after a storm. There is no sudden fanfare, no loud announcement, only the steady unfolding of opportunities placed in your path. One by one, they appear, each perfectly timed, each carrying the weight of something you prayed for long before this night. You notice it first in the way people approach you. There is a different energy in their tone. They come with respect, with open hands, and with genuine interest in what you bring to the table. They do not come to take, they come to build. Projects that once seemed too large now feel within reach. Conversations that once felt out of your league now flow naturally. The confidence you carry is not forced, it has become a part of you, woven into the way you move. Archangel Michael says, you have stepped into the atmosphere of favor. In this space, doors do not creak, they swing open. In this space, rooms that once ignored you now wait for your arrival. The first major door of this new chapter leads to a connection you didn't know you needed. Someone you meet through work sees your potential immediately. They extend an invitation not for a single opportunity, but for an entire network of possibilities. It's not just about what they can give you, it's about what you will create together. This is collaboration on a higher level, built on trust and mutual vision. It is a step that will take your influence beyond anything the old circle could have imagined. As you walk deeper into these new relationships, you realize the contrast. Here, there are no whispered accusations, no hidden motives, no quiet sabotage. Every move is open, every plan is clear. God says, this is the land you were meant to occupy. It is free from the weeds that once tried to choke your growth. It is fertile ground, ready to multiply what you plan. The weeks that follow are filled with motion. Your days start early, your energy is high, and your work produces results quickly. You are no longer surviving, you are expanding. News of your progress begins to travel, reaching ears far beyond your immediate circle. Some of it even filters back to those who once doubted you. They hear of your growth, your influence, your success, and there is nothing they can do to right it. Archangel Michael says, the truth is now louder than their whispers. You do not need to defend yourself, the proof is alive and moving. Your life itself is the answer. In private, you take moments to reflect. You remember the weight of the nights when you felt cornered, the sting of hearing your name handled carelessly, the frustration of not being understood. And then you compare it to now, the difference is staggering. What was once a battle for your peace has become a season of harvest. What was once an attempt to reduce you has become the very reason you grew. You do not waste time seeking revenge. There is no satisfaction for you in their struggles. Your satisfaction is in building what cannot be undone. God says the highest victory is peace. And in this peace, you find strength to dream bigger. Your vision stretches beyond what you once thought possible. The next opportunity comes disguised as something small. A simple invitation to speak in a room of like-minded people. But when you accept, it leads to a meeting with someone who can open doors in places you never imagined entering. It is here you realize the greater chapter is not just about recovery from what happened, it is about stepping into the destiny that was waiting for you all along, and in this destiny, there is no room for the echoes of the past. The private group that once tried to claim your story is gone from view. Not because they were destroyed, but because they simply do not belong in this chapter. Archangel Michael says, keep walking. The road ahead is wide, the air is clear, and every step takes you closer to the life that was written for you before the whispers ever began. You keep walking, the air feels lighter, the sky above wider, and each step is met with ground that welcomes you. There is no resistance, now only alignment. Every day seems to unfold with a rhythm you've never felt so clearly before. The first sign that you've crossed into a new season comes through an unexpected message. It arrives without warning from someone you have not spoken to in years. Their words are short but heavy with meaning. I've been watching. I think we need to talk. You feel no tension in your body when you read it, only curiosity. In the past, such a message might have set off alarms, but now you are different. You stand on steady ground, and nothing can shake that. The conversation that follows confirms it. This person has been quietly observing your growth, your work, and your presence. They tell you about an opportunity in a place you've never been before, a place where your skills will be not just valued, but celebrated. Archangel Michael says, this is what happens when you rise without bitterness. The right people notice. The right doors open, and the right invitations arrive. Your silence in the storm has become a language that the wise understand. You step into this new opportunity with calm confidence. It feels less like entering unknown territory, and more like returning to somewhere you were always meant to be. The people welcome you without hesitation. As though they've been waiting for you, this space feels alive. Every interaction builds momentum. Every plan leads to something greater, and none of it carries the weight of the old shadows. Meanwhile, the remnants of that private group continue to dissolve into the background. Their once tight grip on each other loosens further. Life pulls them in different directions, and without a common enemy, they have no reason to hold together. Some of them look back on what happened and feel a sting of regret. Others pretend it never occurred. But all of them now understand that you have moved beyond their reach. God says, I told you the voices would fade. And fade they have so completely that even if they tried to speak again, it would sound out of place in the life you now live. Your focus now is on building, planting, expanding. You pour your energy into projects that bring life, not into defending yourself against people who no longer matter. You've learned that the best protection is forward motion. Archangel Michael says, keep your hands busy with creation and your heart busy with gratitude. This is the rhythm that will carry you into the fullness of this chapter. Weeks pass, and your name begins to travel in new circles. Not because you've tried to force it, but because your work speaks for itself. People talk about your reliability, your vision, and your ability to bring ideas into reality. Opportunities multiply. Each one is better than the last, not just in terms of reward, but in how deeply they align with your purpose. You are no longer accepting what is merely available. You are choosing what is meant for you. And every choice you make now builds on the last. Like carefully laid stones, you are constructing something that cannot be taken apart by opinion or gossip. What you are building is bigger than any single attack could ever reach. God says, this is the life I promised you, the one on the other side of the trial. It is here, and it is yours.